The Halal Times, the voice of Ummah. In a shocking turn of events, Israeli Air Force pilots, once considered the pride of Israel's military, are now openly defying Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Hundreds of them, both reservists and retired, have rallied outside the Defense Ministry in Tel Aviv, denouncing Netanyahu's controversial plan to reoccupy Gaza. This protest wasn't just another weekly demonstration against the war. It was a direct message from Israel's most elite military veterans: stop this war or risk sacrificing our soldiers and hostages. On Tuesday, nearly 200 Israeli army pilots staged a dramatic protest near the Army's General Staff headquarters. They were joined by hundreds of retired Air Force pilots, many of them over 60 years old, gathered under a massive banner that read, "Don't execute hostages and soldiers." This group, calling itself 555, had never before come together publicly. But Netanyahu's decision to expand the Gaza war and reoccupy Gaza City pushed them into action. So, what exactly is Netanyahu proposing? His cabinet has approved a plan to forcibly evacuate more than 1 million residents of Gaza City, encircle the area, and then launch incursions deep into residential neighborhoods. The second stage of the plan would move into central refugee camps, many of which have already been reduced to rubble after nearly 2 years of war. Supporters of the plan argue that this is the only way to crush Hamas. However, critics, including some of Israel's top military brass, argue that this situation is destined for disaster. The biggest voice of dissent inside the army is none other than Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir. Zamir has rejected Netanyahu's reoccupation plan, warning it would endanger Israeli captives, soldiers, and Israel's international standing. Instead, Zamir has proposed a siege plan designed to pressure Palestinian resistance through multiple military axes without falling into what he calls strategic traps. But Netanyahu is doubling down, creating visible rifts at the very top of Israel's leadership. For the pilots protesting in Tel Aviv, the issue is clear: the hostages. They reminded the public that the war has now gone on for 676 days, and that at least 50 Israeli captives are still inside Gaza. Only 20 are confirmed to be alive. Meanwhile, more than 10,800 Palestinians languish in Israeli prisons, where reports of torture, starvation, and medical neglect continue to surface. The pilots declared that this war puts our soldiers at unnecessary risk, inflicts needless harm on countless civilians, and drags Israel's global standing to unprecedented lows. It is time to end this unnecessary war of folly. And it's not just the pilots. Families of the captives, along with families of fallen soldiers, have announced a nationwide strike on August 17th. Their goal: to shut down public life across Israel until Netanyahu abandons his reoccupation plan and negotiates a deal for the release of captives. Already, major companies and universities have pledged to join the strike. For decades, Israeli Air Force pilots were symbols of loyalty and power. Now they are symbols of rebellion, standing against their own government, demanding peace and the return of their comrades. As the war in Gaza drags on, the question grows louder inside Israel itself. Is this a fight for security or a war of political survival? Only time will tell if Netanyahu's gamble leads to victory, or to the collapse of trust within Israel's most powerful institution, its military. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakallahu khairan.